Hello, this is Dr. Yeom. This is week 13, Raster GIS week. I'm going to make the lecture how we can do Raster GIS. So this is the Raster GIS PowerPoint. You can download from the Blackboard. So I'm going to make the lecture for the Raster GIS and suitability analysis. Suitability analysis is one of the most popular Raster GIS analysis method. So I'm going to introduce what Raster GIS is. This is my picture. So when I was the soldier in South Korea, the small guy is me. This is the higher rank person. So I'm pretty much freezed here. So reason that I showed you this picture is look at the circle. So can you see that pixel here? That is the Raster GIS. So here, if I click this is a vector. We say point, polyline, polygon, right? This is a vector GIS that we usually make it. We usually used it, right? This is the Raster GIS. That is the pixel, right? It's the same as imagery, right? So like the picture. So all the pictures, the pixels. So you can adjust the size of pixel. So ArcMap has function that you can adjust the pixel. So the smaller pixel will be heavier and it's gonna be really detailed. But the larger cell is not gonna be really heavy. So maybe we may use like the smaller cell. Okay. So this is the Raster GIS layer structure. So the value is 1, 2, 1 to 5. It has a 1 to 5. Count 12 means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. We got 8, 2. We got 4, 3. Right? This is like based on this, we can create threshold. So the meaning of a threshold, I'm going to explain a little bit later, okay? With the demonstrations. So this is explanation about the suitability analysis from two different organizations. So suitability analysis, let's say we are looking for a picnic area in the metro park in the Cleveland. But in order to make the picnic area, we need to have some criteria. It should not be far from the road, and it should not be far from the water, and the land height, it should not be really high, and then there are some other like the criteria. So 500 feet less than 500 feet from the road, that's gonna be suitable. Well, further than 500 feet from the road is not suitable. Based on, you can create those kind of the criteria threshold. So for here, like I can say the 1, 2, 3 not the suitable. 4 and 5 they are suitable. Then we can reclassify 1, 2, 3 is going to be 0. 4, 5 is going to be 1. Then if we reclassify them, it will look like this. So as you know, 0 multiply 0 equal 1, right? Like this way. And 1 multiply 1 equal 1. So let's say we set up all the threshold on here based on unsuitable. So here, like the low income threshold population that makes 0 to $49,000 per year, then I can see the changes, right? That's gonna be like the number of population who makes that much of income per year. So you can download this data 2010, this data 2016. Then 2016 low income minus 2010 low income will be here. You will have the value, right? It's gonna be like there are 20 people. That mean increased, right? And then you can calculate same here, right? So based on that one, you can say, okay, low income is increased. It's not suitable. That is unsuitable. Middle income increased here. That those kind of people increase between the period. Then you say more than one suitable. So you can make like this. So you will multiply all the way. 0 multiply 1, 1 multiply 0, 0 multiply 0, 1 multiply 1. So you will have those kind of result, right? So it means you may not understand at this point, but when you see the demonstration, you will understand what it means, right? So this here, I made all the clicking instructions for the practice, right? So when you do your suitability analysis and Raster GIS, if you lose, please open the PowerPoint and then read the instruction. Okay, so suitability analysis is you are going to set up the criteria in terms of each indicator. Then you are going to create the raster layer of each field. So you will have one raster layer for the low income, another raster layer for the middle income, and third raster layer for the high income. So you are going to create all different types of the raster layer based on these field values. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so first of all, so we have two different types of the suitability analysis. The first thing is BSA, which is a binary suitability analysis. Second thing is weighted suitability analysis. Okay, so I am going to explain the differences between binary suitability analysis and weighted suitability analysis. So first of all, binary suitability analysis, I'm going to show you the data here. So take a look here. So I got the data from the 2016. This is the low income, number of low income, and this is the high income. This is the BA, which is bachelors, who had bachelors. Okay, so here I said this is the low income by, this is the Cleveland blocks. So this is the number of low income in 2016 in each blocks. This is a high income. This is the bachelors. And this is the 2017 low income, high income, and number of bachelors. How I can make like this? It's based on this. So I download data from the census. And this is like the number of low income. This number is from here, who are making the money less than $3,333 per month. So I consider them as a low income people. And this one, this is high income people who are making greater than $3,333 per month. So also here, BA, this education attainment bachelor's degree. So based on this, I downloaded this data from the census. Then I create all this kind of stuff. So this one, low, high, bachelor's. So now what I want to do, based on this, I'm going to find out some types of gentrifiable area. As you know, gentrifications, there's some area, and I believe everyone knows gentrification, what gentrification is, right? So there's a low income area, and the high income people move into low income people resident area, then neighborhood quickly changed, right? So simply, high income people push out low income people, right? So the place where gentrifiable area, we can see the phenomenon where low income decreased and high income increased. And I think that relatively there will be the high educational attainment, because like the high income people usually have the higher educational attainment. Maybe they have the more than bachelor's or more than high school degree. So I count the changes, whether or not low income increase, decreased, or some negative value is decreased, which is low income people decreased from between 2017 and 16, and high income decreased, increased, bachelor's decreased, increased. So we can simply calculate 2017 low income minus 2016 low income equal means minus 47. So 2017 here 327, and 2016 374. So 2016 has more low income people than 2017. It decreased. So how many decreased? Minus 47. So we can calculate this. Why it is so important? Because look at here. This is the data that I downloaded from. Then I manipulate and clean up everything. Then I descending those kind of data. Then make sure those are same number of the data. So I got 6,233, and here I got same thing, right? Same order, right? So I create like this 2016 and 2017. So I'm going to calculate the changes. So this one minus this, which is 2017 minus 2016 equal with this. This one 2017 high income minus 16 equal same thing, 17 minus 16, and I'm going to go like this. Then I join this data to this layer. So this is the result, right? So now, as I mentioned here in our PowerPoint, so we are going to create raster layer based on this, right? So in order to make the criteria, I calculated these changes. So what I'm going to do, based on this, I'm going to say all the low income negative value means decreased. Gentrified area, low income people they are going to leave that area. So this is the suitable, which means like the negative value about the low income, it's suitable. And positive value, that means low income people increased between 2016 and 17. So the gentrifiable area supposed to be less low income people. So all those positive value in terms of the low income, that will be unsuitable. So let me show you how I can do that. So once you want to start the suitability analysis, so I already made here some steps. So first of all, I'm going to click the model builder. So in order to do the suitability analysis, it is extremely helpful if you use model builder. So as I mentioned here, I want to create a layer of those. So I want to create the layer for the low income, the layer for the high income, layer for the bachelor's degree holder. Okay, so you can create a layer, go to search box, then you will say feature to raster. So if you click enter here, the first one, feature to raster. 1, 2, and 3, because we are going to make the 3 layers, right? So first layer, I open it. The input feature will be Cleveland blocks. Then the field that you want to create a layer is going to be low income, the 16, 17, right? Then I'm going to save this into my H drive and data week 13 binary suitability analysis. So step 2, feature to raster, it will be low 16, 17. Click OK. I'm not going to touch a cell size here. As I mentioned, here you can adjust cell size, but usually we use default value like this. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So here, first layer, the second layer, same thing. So you can do here, those things, they will be input feature of this. So then here, input feature Cleveland blocks, right? This one. So I'm going to select high income. Then I'm going to save this to here, high income 16, 17. Save it. I'm not going to touch cell size again. So right click here, input feature block groups, Cleveland block groups. I'm going to select bachelor's 16, 17, and I'm going to save this to step 2. Save it. Click this. So I got 3 feature to raster, right? So I'm going to add to display, add to display, add to display. I'm going to run. So now if I turn up to Cleveland, so you can see here, right? So you can see all these kind of the values, right? So we just convert that this the polygon data into the raster data based on field. So then now I'm going to reclassify those numbers, those values. So this is the also same as we can set up the criteria. So you can do here reclass, you can do here, you can use this, or you can go system toolbox and special analysis. In order to do this, you need to go to customize and extensions, and then you need to check the special analysis here. You need to check this. If you don't, you cannot do that. Okay, so you need to check this box of special analysis. So now I'm going to click the reclass, and here reclassify. 1, Control C, Control V, 2, Control C and Control V. So I'm going to connect this, I'm going to connect this, I'm going to connect this. Okay, so I'm going to open reclassify box. So look at here. So in terms of gentrification, increased high income is good, right? So I'm going to here until you can change the value here. Can do 0, and this one will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So increase, one increase will be okay, something like this, right? So now we this is the 1, not 0. 1, 1, 1, 1, right? So we reclassified all these values 0 or 1. That's why it's called binary. So again, based on gentrification theory, gentrified area usually high income people increased, and there's no decrease, right? So it's supposed to be increased. So they are all the decreased negative value 0, which means unsuitable. Okay, this is all the high income people increase. This is suitable. Okay, so 1 is suitable, 0 is unsuitable. So here I set up the threshold based on negative value and positive value. In terms of high income people between 2016 and 17, increase suitable, decrease unsuitable. So decrease will be 0, increase will be 1. So I'm going to save this. Step 3, reclassifying, and RE, right? You can click like this. So we reclassified. We set up the criteria right now. So in terms of low income people, that is the opposite to high income. So gentrifiable area, usually low income people decreased because they are going to move out. They cannot afford the increased rent and then land price, those kind of stuff. So we say high income people push out low income people. So here Where low-income people decreased, that is gentrifiable area. So we say this negative value means decrease. Then it's gonna be 1, which means suitable. So I will say here until -1, and here 0, because no changes, right? So I'm going to say here 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Here low-income people increased means it's not the gentrified area. So I'm going to say this is a 0, 0, 0, 0. So in terms of gentrification theory, the gentrified area, usually low-income people moved out. That means low-income people decreased. So that's why all the decreased area will be suitable. All the increased area, unsuitable, right? So I'm going to save this into step 3 and save and click OK. So again, bachelor's. So usually the higher education people moved into like the gentrifiable area, so it's supposed to be increased. So decreased means unsuitable. So I'm going to say here until 0. Right here, I will do it again. So here 1. So the changes happen right now. So here decrease 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Then here the bachelor's degree holder increased 1, 1, 1, 1, right? So I'm going to save this into here, so click OK. Then I'm going to add to display, add to display, add to display. I'm going to run. So we reclassify 1 over 0, 1 over 0, 1 over 0, right? So that's why I say this is a binary suitability analysis. So as you can see here, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, right? So now I'm going to close this 3. So here, the bachelor's, I will say, okay. So this like the dark green 0, where bachelor's degree holders between 16 and 17 has been decreased, and the purple increased. Okay, this one, low income, where low income people increased is purple, decreased green, right? And where high income people increased green, decreased 0. So we are going to this 1, 2, 3, we are going to multiply this way, right? So let me open here again. Then I'm going to go map algebra, and here raster calculator. So this raster calculator, I opened it. Then I'm going to high multiply low multiply bachelor's. So output will be step 4 and transformed 1617, right? So I click OK. So you can see here automatically, and I'm going to run. So here, the green area, the blocks, they are satisfied with one conditions. 1 multiply 1 multiply 1. So look at this. This is Ohio City. This is Detroit Shoei. Those blocks, the green blocks means between 2016 and 17, bachelor's degree holder increased, high income people increased, and low income people decreased. This is the blocks, right? This is a suitability analysis, right? So I'm going to click the hollow, and I'm going to click this. It's going to be red. So this is the potential gentrifiable area in the city of Cleveland, right? So this is the binary suitability analysis. So this is the 1 or 0. Just it means in terms of like the high income people, 1 high income people increased here, and 100 high income people increased here. They are same, right? They are same suitable area, right? That it creates really extreme result, right? So that's why we can make the weighted suitability analysis here. So the binary suitability analysis, like the 1 increase, 100 increased, we are going to treat them as the same suitable area, right? That makes me a little bit, like to feel uncomfortable, right? That is the suitability analysis, but it is pretty much useful, right? So this is how you can do the binary suitability analysis. So then this time we try to do like the weighted suitability analysis, right? So weighted suitability analysis on the PowerPoint, we can, so this is the how you can do, and weighted suitability analysis with the blocks. So here, same data, same here, the feature to raster, then reclassifying, and steps 3 and 4, they are different. Until here, same as the binary suitability analysis. So here, we are going to change a little bit differently. So I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? So in order to do the weighted suitability analysis, I just click and drag down to here, and click the drag down to here, and click the drag down to here, and then I can create the feature to raster. Also here you can just copy, and on the geodatabase you can just paste. Then you can make like this, okay? So here I'm going to Now we already did here this part, right? So I'm going to have the reclassify again. 1, 2, and 3, right? So then now this gonna be input raster, there's gonna be input raster, there's gonna be input raster, right? So I'm going to click this and delete. I'm going to connect again. So now here I opened it, and I'm going to make the classify, and I'm going to make the quantile and 4 classes and click OK. Maybe you can do like the 3 classes, 4 classes, depending upon your decision. Okay, so I made it like this, and then I'm going to save this, weighted reclassifying, and high and W re, right? I do this. Good. This is low income. I opened it, and quantile 3 classes and Control C, W re. So important thing is here, okay, let's make the 4 classes from here again. So I came back high income. Let's make the 4 classes and quantile and click OK. So here, this is the highly gentrifiable area in somewhat like the rankings, the reverse ranking here. So this is not really like the gentrifiable area because all the decrease here. You can adjust value here, but I'm not going to adjust value here right now. So I just make the, again, I make the 4 classes here. So make sure this 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is like the highly gentrifiable, somewhat gentrifiable, may not gentrifiable, not gentrifiable area. Okay, you can like to name it. Okay, so I'm going to click like this, right click and open, classify. I'm going to go quantile 4 classes. This is low income. Click OK. Then now I'm going to reverse the value. So 4 means highly gentrifiable area. So I made like this. You understand that, right? High income, low income, they should be opposite way, right? So this one, copy. Then reclassify. I will say W RE. W means weighted. So I click OK. And last one, the bachelors need to be increased. So quantile 4 classes. Click OK. So yes, the same thing. So pretty much gentrifiable area, not gentrifiable, somewhat, may not, may be. So I'm going to copy save this to here, W RE, click OK and OK. Right? So we reclassify them, right? So now I'm going to run. So maybe I can do add to display. Add to display. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to activate here. I need to activate this one. So I'm going to add to display here. Turn off and turn on like this. Add to display here, right? So now now we are going to calculate again, right? But not the raster calculator. We are going to use overlay and weighted overlay, right? Something like this. So if you open it, it will show up like this. So I'm going to click. Input raster will be this one. Value, okay. Click this. Another one will be low income. Value is okay. Another one, high income. It's okay. So now here, take a look here. This is the influence percentages. So this is the, I will say we need to distribute the percentages. So this is pretty much depending upon the researcher's decisions, right? So I will say low income, high income, they are equally important, 40%. And this one will be 40%, and bachelors will be 10%, maybe 20%. It is because, so now you can see here sum of influence 100, so it needs to be 100. So look at here. I think the low income and high income both are equally important, but the bachelors, they are not really necessarily important, right? Maybe high income people, they may not be the higher education people, right? So we don't know. So that's why I say like 20%. So maybe how you can say 20%? Just my, there's no like the rule to like this, but you can do AHP like this. So here, which is same thing. So I put this thing on your PowerPoint. So we got input number. So I will say first low, high, and bachelor's BA. And I will say click OK. So look at here. Then it says, so this is like the low income, high income. They are equally important. 1, yes. If I click 2, the low income is 2 times important than high income. So then now low income is important than bachelor's. How many times important? Like the maybe I say 5 times, and high income 5 times importance. So this is the online AHP calculator. The AHP is like the hierarchy, the analytic hierarchy process here. So how we can do, we usually go to like the, for example, in order to make like this, in the research field we go to like the Cleveland city government, and then we can ask the government officers and then show them. So low income, high income bachelors, which one is the most important? We can do survey, right? So we can do survey to professional, like the scientists, the scholars. We can make the scholars survey. We can make the government officer survey. We can do like the resident survey. Based on those kind of things, we can create like this. Okay? So if I calculate, it shows us like this, right? So this is weight, the percentage, 45%. It means it is same as here, 45%. So this weighted overlay function, it does not accept the decimal point. So I'm going to say 45. So then it's gonna be 10%. So now we got 100, right? So I'm going to click this, save this to our transformed weighted suitability analysis, right? Click this and I click OK. So yeah, I mean, you can the same as this, it does not matter, it's fine. Then I'm going to run. So add to display. So here I'm going to turn off these things, then turn off. So here, as you can see here, green area, the most gentrifiable blocks, right? So green, I would say here, well, you cannot. Okay, anyway. So if I zoom in a little bit here. Okay, let me see here these two things. This is bottom. This is up. So this one. So do you think that they are pretty much similar? Some part, yes. So it could be a little bit different from this and this. This is the weighted suitability analysis. This is binary suitability analysis, right? So yeah. So this one. So I believe you understand how you can do the binary suitability analysis and the weighted suitability analysis, right? So on the PowerPoint, I already made the clicking instructions. Okay, so you can follow up. You can also follow up this one, okay? So this is one of the most popular Raster GIS method in the GIS. So you can identify like the for example, like the erosion area based on set up the criteria. So many environmental science and environmental study students apply those kind of methodology for your final project, but you're not going to do final project, so it's really good to know for your future career. Okay, so let me know if you have any problem or questions, and then we can see through the Zoom applications. Okay, so you will have the exactly same assignment, but you need to download data and you need to manipulate and clean up data. Then you can do suitability analysis. So good luck.